It's time for the View in Your Mirror podcast. I'm Katie Harms, and along with Lisa Rubin, we help you check in and curate the best possible you and the best view in your mirror. We share tips, tricks, and strategies from our 35 plus years in our respective industries. We talk about your day from morning to night and everything in between. We share our uniqueness, relish in our shared experiences. Along the way, we share conversation with fabulous people who give us their own thought-provoking insights. So come along as we help you hone the best view in your mirror. Here we are, Lisa Rubin.
Hello, Katie.
And Joan, Steffend, Brandmeier.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, it is so fun to have you on. We're mixing things up a little bit.
Okay.
So, I always ask for a bio and a headshot, to which you just made me laugh already, starting out, there we go. So Joan sent a caricature, which is perfect. And I'm going to read your distilled bio that you sent.
Okay, it's very short.
Joan was born. She followed all the rules. Joan lost herself. She rebelled in a very Joan way. She found herself, mostly.
Yep. I mean, that's the true biography I think I have.
Well, and we all know and love you from Care TV, but decorating sense.
Yes. Having a resurgence for some unknown reason.
Which is really what brought you here, just because of it was just a Joan way of handling it and reacting to it, which just warmed my heart and was truly Joan.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was very weird. For those of you who don't know, I used to do a show called Decorating Sense on the Home and Garden Network. It was one of the first shows on the network. And we would redo rooms for $500 with way too much creativity, a lot of color, a lot of paint, a lot of trial and error, some mistakes. And we ended like 19 years ago.
Wow.
It hasn't been on the air for that long. It was on for 10 years originally. And out of the blue this year, someone on TikTok started making fun of it. They were horrified by it. They called it criminal. They said we should be arrested. It was just so, it ended up getting like millions and millions of views and reactions.
And Joan went viral.
And yeah, who knew? At this avec, I would go viral with no account of my
So
own.
did you respond?
Well, here's what I did. First of all, when you hear something like that, if you're a empathic person, it kind of hits you in the gut. And I was, and then I just kind of sat frozen and a little bit neutral about it. Like, I'm not going to participate because I don't want to argue with anybody. It's not my nature. I just want to be, me. But then people were starting to reach out, like, paint companies. Can you do something for us? Can you do, little odds and ends? And I was sitting around with my family on the 4th of July, and we thought, why don't we just have fun with it? So my daughter created a website, joansteffend.com, and we designed a bunch of like things for T-shirts and mugs and pillows and stickers and things like that. Just having fun with it. So that was it, and it changed the whole feeling for me. It felt like I'm just gonna go along. I'm gonna have a laugh. We're gonna, because what good would it do?
But now you have to do a tic-tac.
I can
you can
do
see
tic-tacs.
how I do that. You can see how much I do that. TikTok. Why don't you do a TikTok of all your things? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided if there is.
Are you going to have it made?
Oh, they're all made.
They're all made.
Well, I mean, they're all on a print-on-demand site.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So you can go there and pick out one of. I think there are 11 designs right now, and you can pick out if you want one. And I told everybody. I mean, proceeds are going to a family pontoon ride and the World Central Kitchen. So
that's cool.
So we're just having fun with it.
I think we should start chapters.
Chapters?
Mm-hmm. More Joan chapters.
Oh, more Joan chapters.
Yes, I am trying.
About Katie. Wait.
No, I'm trying to. I want #more Joan.
#more Joan.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would like to put
like
out
that.
into the world to add to your. I think that needs to go on the website. #more Joan. We all need to live more like Joan.
Oh, I don't know.
And we need to bring that attitude to everything.
I know. Do you have kids that are like you? Are they?
I have kids who are partly like me, but they're their own person. But I think they are pretty close to who I am. Both my girls have way more bravery than I do, though. So I'm grateful for that. I grew up without a lot of bravery. And so this actually has been a blessing for me in that way. It really has. It isn't one of those things that I'm, secretly railing against. It feels like it offered me the chance to confront that people pleaser part of myself a little bit more, because when I was on the news or when I was earlier on HGTV, you'd get angry people writing to you or a phone call, and they'd tell you that you're a horrible person. And, someone called me Satan once, which was my favorite, complaint from somebody. So back then you'd kind of have a chance to respond or, sit with it for a while and go, I'm not Satan, am I? No, I'm not Satan. But now when it came in a tsunami, like millions of people, there was no opportunity for that. So it's just like float, fly,
So we have
laugh.
to put her website on.
Absolutely, we
Drop the
will.
podcast. We need to know what that website is.
JoanSteffend.com.
JoanSteffend.com.
That's right, you did say that.
Yep, with
I'm
a
not
D.
showing age or anything.
It's okay. I mean, it's okay to show age too, right?
It's Monday, Lisa. It's Monday after you've taken care of grandchildren for 5 days straight. So we're going to give you all sorts of a pass here.
That's why
Grandchildren
people in
take your brain
that's
cells.
why people in their 60s don't have their own children.
This is right. This is right. You know what was interesting though? I have a friend who has a coworker who just found out that she's 49, thinking she was in heavy menopause, found out she's pregnant with twins.
What?
Oh.
Twins. And I thought about it. I said to my husband, that would mean we would have a 16-year-old. And for a moment, I thought to myself, I'd be okay with that.
I don't know.
I'm just thinking about twins right now. For
Right.
me, no. At this age, no. But 49, yeah, I think I still had it in me that I kind of still wanted more kids at 49.
Right. So if you had kids at 49,
Yeah,
you would have what, a
21-year-old.
1-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. They'd be fun, though.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
Keep
it'd be
you
fun,
young.
but it's all the stuff you'd have to go through to get there.
I know,
because
I
my memory is a little sloppy at this
And
point.
boy, would two 16-year-old twins take advantage of that
Oh
memory.
my goodness, that would be something else. That would be something else. But talk about what you do, because you have done a lot of really incredible things. I'm holding a book in my hand that I got years ago from you, and you even signed it, by the way.
Yeah.
So, I'm upset that you don't remember meeting me and signing it. But no,
I probably remember looking at you
You
going
probably-
like, she's so pulled together.
You
I don't know why she wants my book.
I don't think I got it. I was at something that you were announcing your book, and honestly, this is my memory. I can't remember where I was where you did it, but I got it. But I love it because it is an invitation to love yourself just as you are. So coming from a kid who was told you're a lot or you're too much or whatnot still.
But now you can laugh
Now
at
I
it.
can laugh at it.
Yeah.
And I have always felt that this was just such a special
What made you
special thing
decide
to
to do that book? Like, what was like all of a sudden, I'm going to do this book?
Yeah, it's called And She Sparkled, by the way, and it was pain. Pain caused me to do that book. I lived my life, and it's the story in the book. I lived my life always trying to please somebody else, feeling like if somebody was unhappy, it was probably my fault. That kind of always feeling like I wasn't enough. And then I would put on somebody else's coat, like, oh, if I act like this, would that make you happier? Or I'd put on somebody else's attitude or try to talk like, I would just, it felt like my whole life was in response to what other people wanted from me. And I was more than willing to change in order to do that. And then I got into television news, and everybody wants to tell you who you shouldn't be and who you should be. And it just became so painful for me that I wrote most of that on a plane home from Puerto Rico. We'd gone on a family vacation, and I just had to try to figure out why I had such a beautiful life. I had beautiful kids, and we could go on vacation, and we had a cabin, and we had all these things. It's like, where's that happiness that was promised to me when I achieved all those things? Mm-hmm. And so I sat down in the plane, because they make you sit down in planes. and
You You mean you're that person? We can't
am.
take off until everyone is seated.
But I'm writing a book. No, and I had a little yellow legal pad, and I sat down, and I was going to write my autobiography for myself, thinking like I can figure out where I went off track because something's definitely wrong with me. And then I sat down and I started to write, and it came out. I know it sounds woo-woo, but that's who I am. It came out like a metaphor. It's the story of being born brilliant and perfect and unique. And then the world says, could you be a little less of that? And then one day the pain becomes so great that you start to recover who you are. And if you're lucky, you can get to that center again and again and again, where you are who you are, and you can radiate that into the world rather than a carbon copy of what somebody else thinks is right. So
Is that a book that people can still purchase?
oh yeah, it's on Amazon. It's on joansteffend.com.
There you go. There you go. Perfect.
Look at what we can find on Joan. What else can we find on
I have another book, and it's called
I know.
I do. It's called Peace and Peace Out. There's
Did you
another
write
book.
that after this
I
one?
did. Yeah. In response to that book, because
What's that about?
it's about finding it's about finding peace. You don't have to spend any money. It's just consciousness, bringing your consciousness to ideas that will bring you more peace about who you are and how you move in the world, and then small ideas on how to bring that peace out to someone else in the world. So
What I love about them both, and I thought I had the other one, I might be up at the cabin. They're not long. They're not, it's not like you have to. I just started Carolyn Mace's book, Sacred Covenants. I'm a little behind the times.
no, that's okay. It's not behind. You're right on time.
And that's a book. I mean,
Yeah.
like, you're going to be spending some time.
Yeah.
I'm going to be spending some. Well, my color personality is green. If you know anything about Carol Reitberger's work and what color is your personality, and I'll probably get 5 pages into the book and I'll be on to something else, which is kind of how I work. So this
That's
is
me.
why I love
That's me too.
Joan's. I think you and I probably are the same, because everything you're saying is like, oh.
Well, I feel like if
It's
you
heavenly.
give people like a kernel of something, then they can make it their own. But if you give somebody the whole story and you're asking them to memorize it and see if you can change your life by doing these 15 things, it's like, then it becomes their story. And that's why I do like the simplest of, I love simple. Simple is my friend, because then it gives you room to have you in the story as well. So
Well, do you know who Louise Hay is?
for sure.
Okay. So Louise Hay didn't start her publishing company until, how old was she?
Oh, in her 60s, I think. Wasn't she 50s?
I think it was her 70s, actually.
Was it?
I think it was her
Whoa.
70s,
I've met her.
or close to her,
Yeah.
right? No longer with us.
Nope.
But I think about people like you, people like me. Our best is yet to come. People
Say that
like
all the
Lisa.
time. Excuse me,
agree.
hello, I'm
Hello,
here.
you're there. I just said people like Lisa.
You're good too.
I threw that in. Hello. I threw that in at the last minute. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's
I
okay,
didn't
Katie.
want-
I love you. I'm very used to you. But I don't have FOMO. You do. So I'm just quiet, just listening.
Truly. That's one of the things that I think I've given it to my kids too, the FOMO, which is, and the grandkids. Everybody's got FOMO.
Everybody?
Not everybody. Most of us. I'm going to hear about this. I already got into trouble because I gave Oren a shout out on the podcast, and I didn't give Danielle. And it was Danielle who gave us the great review of the noodle place
That we're going to try to remember the
that
name
we're
now?
going to try to remember the name.
What noodle place? This is the kind of tangent I like.
This is the tangent,
Here we
right?
go.
So Rustica Bakery, Jester Concepts,
Yeah.
is our sponsor.
Oh.
We love them to pieces.
Yes,
They are our
Rustica's
presenting
brilliant.
sponsor. Everything he does is brilliant.
Yeah.
But they've recently bought Rustica Bakery. And we love Rustica. And Rustica sponsored us for years.
They were our first sponsor.
They were our first sponsor.
Wow,
And now
that's a
they
good
are
one.
back sponsoring us. But they opened the cutest little noodle place, which I'll come up with it at some point, in Excelsior. Lisa's going to look it up. And now Mirabelle is opening in Excelsior as well. Parlor Bar is already opened in Excelsior. Wow. So they're taking Excelsior by storm.
I love Excelsior.
And so my daughter is the one who suggested the noodle place. And so what I said is, it's getting to the point that we're doing a podcast and my kids are now wanting shout outs. This is a good thing. So, hey, Danielle, there's your shout out. Now back to you, Joan.
But they should just call it the Noodle Shop, because apparently that is what we're going to be calling it for the rest of
cutest name.
The cutest little noodle shop.
Nudes.
How about that?
Nudes.
Nudes.
Didn't have, yes,
That's it.
nudes. Something nudes. She's probably gotten onto some X-rated website.
Yeah, I want to know what she
exactly. NOOD.
We're talking noodles.
I know
Noodles.
how to spell it.
Okay. So go to justerconcepts.com and see what we can find there. Or make
you,
sure
Jester
as we're
Concepts.
talking about this, you definitely go into Rustica Bakery.
Oh,
There are 2 locations.
Rustica is crazy good.
Yes, Edina and right by B'nai Makska. Mm-hmm. And I am a big one with good, easy parking. So
too.
both of them have it.
Me
so
too.
there's now that we've taken care of that part of our podcast.
My grandchildren love Rustica. They go over there and get little bags full of goodies and share and have fun with them.
I know it's now. How old are the grandkids?
Well, I have 5-year-old is the youngest, 5, 7, 8, and 11.
Okay, and you have 2 daughters, and each have 2.
Yes, and they're each living within about 12 minutes of me. I don't know if they love that, but I love it.
And are you the type of grandma that you've got your own stuff going on, so you're not going to be a day-to-day, I'm babysitting, I've got to, right? Like, neither Lisa or I are that, but boy, if they call, we'll do everything we can to accommodate.
True that, and also I have had them every Monday since River, who's the oldest, was born. So I've had them every Monday. It's their day. River Monday, Bowie Monday, Isla Monday, and Hudson Monday. It's just changed. Children.
But not all 4 of them?
I have all 4 of them during the summer. on
Okay.
Mondays. Yeah.
Oh,
So.
what a gift.
Yeah.
I mean, it is truly a gift to be able
And
to
tiring.
do it. And tiring.
What is
Exactly.
the funnest thing you've done with the kids, like on an adventure here in Minnesota?
Yeah, with all of the kids. Well, honestly, I was laughing about it before, but we just rented a pontoon and just went out and went, they're jumping off and they're eating bad things and they're, it's just, it isn't always, for me, for sure, anything big. It's the things that you kind of happen to do and then you have just a great time doing them. And that was really memorable. I remember River just jumping in and thinking he was going to be alone out there swimming and pretty much boom, boom, boom. It's like people are landing all around him in the water. And yeah, and we were up on Lindstrom Lake, which is my dad's home city. So it all felt kind of, beautiful.
That's
circle
cool.
closing.
I
Yes.
found that the Minnesota Zoo is a great one to
Yeah.
do because it's so big. And so, I pack a picnic lunch with my granddaughter, and she's remembered since she was 2 that we do that. And
Yeah.
she's like, Coco, we need to go have our picnic lunch at the zoo. And she likes to sit over the, what is the biggest animal out there outside?
An
bison.
elephant?
The bison. She wants to watch the bison, and they have that walking thing that goes over.
Yes.
So we pack a lunch and we sit and we watch the bison. And last time there was a baby bison, so that was really exciting. But she's 4. She's 4, so she's
Yeah.
not. And we're there for 3 hours.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I think that's a really good thing.
I think
to
it
do.
is too.
I mean,
Yeah,
with
we have-
4 might not be as
Yeah.
much fun.
Right. It really changes over the course. When you have 1, it's very different from when you have 4.
Yeah,
Wildly different personalities.
I had 2 this weekend, so 2 more would,
Yeah. Like trying to make them all happy at the same time, it's just not possible. It's like spinning plates. It's like, okay, that one's gone down. Now I got to go do something with that one.
And are they to the point where the older ones can entertain the younger ones a little bit, or are they just so different?
They're different, and I think when they get older, they get they feel like they've earned the right to be the boss.
Oh,
So,
yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I'm the teacher, I'm the parent, I'm the boss. Kind of starts to come out of the older ones sometimes. So
Boys or girls for the
3
grandkids?
boys, 1 girl. The girl is 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's sort of in that middle.
Yeah. And her name is Isla, and she is she's just always been filled with energy to go and do. And I'm a gymnast, I'm a dancer, I'm a lacrosse player, I'm a F1 racer. It's like she just wants to go and do and be and color, and like she's one of the people I was thinking about when decorating sense started to get so much flack for all the color. It's like, think of a child. Does a child ever go like, too much color? I should really put in more gray. It's like everything that she does is all the colors.
Is big and that's wonderful.
Yeah. She did a portrait of me for my birthday, and it was just like, I was electric, but I was, it was just a stick figure covered with color.
Now, was that what you were originally going to send me for your headshot?
That was one of the things I was thinking about.
I love it. I asked Joan to send a headshot, and she said, I gave those up 15 years ago. Sent the most adorable caricature that you've turned this, and I think that's your superpower, Joan. Mm. We asked that question, but we talked about it a little bit. You are able to turn the negative and say, wait a minute, how do we use this for good? How do we make it about good?
Mm. Yeah, I know I'm a bit of an optimist. I'm a big optimist.
Big O. You are a big O optimist.
But I've found myself asking, in situations that challenge me or maybe feel emotional, ask like, where's the perfection in this? And so you start to look for like, what could possibly come of this that might be good, even if you don't like what was happening. So that's one of my little things that helps me turn a corner sometimes. We were just out last. Do you know who Zach Bush is? Dr. Zach Bush. Mm-mm. He's a triple board certified physician who had a spiritual awakening, and now he's kind of shamanic, and he's just one of the most remarkable, loving people I've ever met. We saw him last year in Canada. My husband and I went to a 3-day seminar, and one of the things he said was, one of his things he does is hospice care. He's certified in hospice care. And he said when the most universal thing he heard from people when they were dying was, with awe, it was all perfect. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of solidified that for me. It's like, I know I don't want this to happen. I know I'm uncomfortable. I know I'm sad. I know I'm grief-stricken. But where's the perfection in this? It's like some God moment that will lead you to another moment that might be growth-oriented, or you might discover something new about yourself or others. So that's kind of where I live, looking for where the perfection might be. I think about, like, I lost my sister 18 years ago, my only sister, my only sibling, and you spend your time with that feeling like I have nobody, my parents, but my sister gifted me with so much strength. When she left, I had to be strong. I had to be the one that had courage in the family. So, the gift was there, even though I long to have her in my life. I can understand the perfection that came out of something that felt so imperfect. But I know.
There's the gift.
Yeah.
There's the gift. I think being able to hold true to that, right? And is that did Decorating Sense end? And then I want to know what happened since Decorating Sense. But before we go to that point, because Decorating Sense has kind of been thrust into, Rob Anderson is one of the people who, and he's a comedian, and actually there was a beautiful article about this, and he agreed with you. And he said something interesting. There's a stalled creative climate in the world right now, which I thought was interesting. So it's causing people like him to go out and pick on or look for things right on the negative end of things, which is not great. So now more than ever, you need to be banging that gong of positivity, which you now are able to take this with an almost bigger audience to show who you truly are.
Yeah. And it is perfect because it did allow me to confront a lot of my fears about being seen in an unkind way or being misunderstood. So it did give me that gift of being able to go, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I think I'll just laugh. And I have been in touch with Rob, and we went back and forth a long time on text. And towards the end, I said, "So we're friends now, right?" And he goes, "Yes, we are friends." And I sent him 2 T-shirts.
Oh, that's fantastic.
He has What Would Joan Do and Millennial Rainbow. We did a design called Millennial Rainbow, and it's all gray. It's just a gray rainbow.
Oh my God, I have to go on joansteffend.com. Yes. I'm going to see what I'm going to order.
Millennial Rainbow.
That's hysterical. So did you come up with all these?
That was my idea, and the design is my son-in-law's because he's a graphic artist.
It's it's hysterical, but it's also very sad that this whole generation of people, that's their color tone. That's their Pantone. What do you call it? Pantone.
Yeah. But you think about it, I like the lot. I can't speak. Yes, I can.
You can do this.
I can do it. I haven't been on a microphone in a long time, so forgive me. A lot of the kids who are so horrified at our show, which I understand, there are things that are crazy on it, but a lot of them grew up within gray walls. I love IKEA, but a lot of that kind of just very everything is just. There's nothing to hate because there's nothing to love, kind of. Mm-hmm. So I can see where they look at wild creativity, which some of it was, and just think they're insane. But that's okay.
Well, but if you take fashion at that time too,
right?
I mean, there was a lot of color. There was a lot of there was big hair. Mm-hmm. There was big
shoulder pads.
So that was the era of all of it.
That's another T-shirt. I have one that's just wild, crazy, and it says the 90s. There may have been some regrets.
Well, and everyone can do that to look back, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, we can all do that and think, what in the heck were we thinking? But I also think about the trials and tribulations. I mean, if you can't go beyond the grays, what's your life like externally that you need to come into this gray space?
I think there have been studies done showing that you can kind of see how the economy goes and how color shows up in environments and clothes and things like that. I don't know enough about it to talk about it, but I don't. It just feels like, in many ways, we designed ourselves out of our own homes in some way. Like, I think about my mom. You would never see her house in house beautiful, never, ever, ever. But it was hers. And when you walked into her house, you knew who this woman was.
Same.
You just knew. I walk into your home, I can see your elegance in this home, and the warmth and the comfort. You walk into my house, I would hope you'd be able to see what my house is, how it reflects me. You can walk into, or you can look at House Beautiful and look at many homes and go, that's stunning. It looks like every home.
Right.
And no judgment if that is what makes you feel so good when you walk into your home. But I just feel like there's room for
creativity.
And you in your home.
But also, don't you think that sometimes the art on the walls can also bring in the personality?
Absolutely.
Or not necessarily just on the walls, the art in the home.
Absolutely, for sure. I just don't think there's anything wrong with doing what you love as opposed to what's approved.
Agreed.
Yeah, because
that's the key.
We've become a real right and wrong type society. This is right, that's wrong. This is right, and it's happening all over the place. And I get fearful when some voice is so strong, like this is right and that's wrong. I go, if I feel differently, it's sometimes it's hard to make a choice that is different, maybe more colorful, maybe more loving, maybe I don't know. It just feels like we have to be given permission to go somewhere between right and wrong and live your life there.
Well, and again, okay, now let's go back to you left Decorating Sense. You've had a lot of things you've been working on and doing since then.
Yeah.
You've published some books.
Yep.
You've been working with your husband.
Yes.
Talk about that.
He's a video and film producer, director, and we do stuff that we like now. And he's done a couple of documentaries since then, but the one that I think is most fun is a documentary called I Do ? And it's about marriage, like why people get married, why they stay married, why get married at all. And it did really well. It won a lot of awards and traveled around. I think you can still get it on Amazon. I Do ? So I'm his story structure person, and I'm the person who goes in and shores him up when he goes, I think I'm done. And then I look at the film and I go, nope, you're not done. There's more. You need to go get, another interview, and we need to fill in this gap. So I'm kind of like his story structure person. And right now we're working on funding for a documentary with Joe Schmidt and Joe Mauer. It's on the smallest acts of kindness and how they grow into beautiful things you could not even predict.
Well, and that's what's happening already with the book.
Yeah.
I think probably nobody, from just the things that I've read, I've not spoken personally to him, although we know each other, is Joe Schmidt, and where it's taken his life.
Amazing. I mean, we have a trailer for the movie that we've done, and he admits in there, choking back tears, that he would not have been the kind soul that Joe Mauer was back in high school. And that's part of the reason he wants to do this, is because he sees the reach of some, like if you have a kind thought or a kind impulse, just take it and run with it. You have no idea. I remember having a conversation with a waiter at Bar Salou, I think it was, and about his life and what he wanted to do. And, he's like, I need to take your order, lady, stop talking to me. But no, he was lovely. And so we were just enthusiastically talking about what he really wanted to do with his life. Never thought about it again. And then, like 4 years later, he comes running through a different restaurant, not working there, but just stops and says, that meant so much to me. Thank you so much for giving me that encouragement. And you feel like, I didn't even think twice about it, but just being encouraging to somebody you don't know could be, encouraging and do good things, not bad things.
But that's what I try to do with my clients.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And they're in the raw. They're
Oh my gosh.
Literally.
Yeah.
literally. I mean, when women,
That's why she was looking up nudes before.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what I try to do, is I try to find a nugget. Even if I've just met them, I can pretty much figure out something to tell them that they can hold to themselves. So when they're getting ready in the morning, they're not looking at someone that they don't like.
Right? Because think about the things we say to ourselves. Oh my gosh.
Far worse than anyone else could ever say to us.
I would never be friends with me. That
Right.
lives in my head.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that
I would
something?
never be friends with me that lives in my head. That's a good one. You should write a book on that one.
Okay.
That's your
now
a
listen.
funny book, not a...
Something occurred to me. They talk about karma all the time, and sometimes, I don't know who they are, but people talk about karma and how sometimes you don't get to see how karma happens, right?
Right.
Sometimes you do, but sometimes karma just takes care of itself, and you have to be secure in knowing that karma. But I think the other side of it, it's good karma. So just like you're talking about with, now I'm thinking about how I think about this, right? I tend to think of karma as, well, I hope karma gets them for something bad. But now I'm really thinking what you're doing is you're putting out this beautiful other side of karmatic energy.
Thank you.
So just like with that young man coming back to you and saying that meant the world to me, you got a little taste and a little glimpse. And that, it's those things, but whether you know that they've happened or not.
Yeah.
Keeping going with it.
Yes. And I have to tell you this is something that I do almost every day. I go walk around a fairly public place, so I'm always passing people. And if I'm not listening to something on a podcast, I just bless them, not out loud, but just, in your head, you see somebody and just say, gosh, I hope you get every blessing that you want. And then all of a sudden you feel like, oh, I know them. They're my friend. They've never spoken to me, but you have this connection that you build with people that you pass by. And it makes such a difference to me too. And if I if I see an older person who's struggling to walk, I imagine them as a 8-year-old, like running through the playground and enjoying life and just thinking, so I try to create a connection with people that I never talk to. And I'm a believer that energy moves.
It's all energy.
Energy creates. So that's part of what I do.
Energy is neither created nor destroyed. So it's every bit of energy. When we are no longer here, that energy will still be in some form, right?
Right. In your children and the people you passed by. I was just going to give you one of these. I had these printed a long time ago. My grandson and I used to give them out. I call them kindness cards.
Oh.
And it just says, thank you for the kind fingerprints that you leave
in
this world. And I have to say that even that creates a different vibration. Not the giving of the card, but the looking for someone who's doing something kind to give them the card. It's that sense
Very
of going
cool.
out into the world and going, I want to find somebody who's doing something good. And then all of a sudden you'll find them. And so because a lot of us now, we walk out into the world, it's like, okay, who's going to cut me off now? Or, oh, he thinks differently than I do.
Right.
But to walk out and go, there's got to be a kind person out here I can give a card to, gives you a different vibration.
It changes your perspective, and your vibration. Now, you talked about blessing people.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Excuse me.
spiritual or religious?
I was raised religious, and I am now I guess I'm just spirit. I don't even know if I'm spiritual. I think I feel like I just want to be spirit. I have great admiration for what churches do, and somebody told me once I'm my own priest. I think that might be kind of true, I
love that.
I have a relationship with the all that is that informs who I am and how I want to walk in the world. So
I felt that I had to ask that question.
Excuse me.
Oh, no, you're good. I had to ask that question. We generally don't talk religion or politics, but I feel like what you're talking about is so much bigger than it's truly looking at the essence of who we are and what people need, which is those real connections and how to find them.
It doesn't come just by in your team, because it's a team. It is a team thing sometimes. Religion. It's like me versus you. You're the other. I don't know what I'm gonna. I don't know if we can get along because you're the other. Or it's more like I can love you as an individual, not knowing what teams you belong to. Right. Some people I love from a distance, and that's okay. But, you can still find things to love about people.
So then how do you protect yourself?
Yeah.
Because there are times where you really do have to protect.
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like for a lot of years I never protected myself, and that's part of the chaos that I felt in my life. But it also led me to think differently and be differently. So there was a gift in that. I imagine my heart glowing and coming out and just kind of creating a bubble of light around me. That's pretty much the only thing that I do regarding protection. I also, I don't go out of my way to read the TikTok or to listen to the TikTok, not read, listen to the TikTok. So because I know that it's still going to feel like, BB shots, and I don't want to have to heal every little one. So I can avoid things that I know aren't going to serve me. So that's a way of protecting myself, I suppose. But yeah, I've been in the space of just kind of like envisioning a soft light in my heart and just letting that be the protection. I'm very woo-woo, which I think is feminine. But
I have said that again about myself so many times. And it's interesting because I'm married to an orthopedic surgeon. So we've had many struggles. We've had many, and I'm more intuitive.
Yeah, you're feminine.
Right, and it could be as easy as the feminine masculine. He has intuition, which I think has been beat out of him from a lot of training. So we talk about that and coming back to that.
Is he comfortable with gut as opposed to intuition?
I've never asked him specifically that question. That would
Because I
be
bet
a
his
good
gut
one.
talks to him all the time.
I think his gut does talk to him. And, we talk about, tell me how you're feeling. And, that's like, whoa, right, to most men. But coming at it a little bit differently, right? Because they have been bred and trained to not have feeling and to provide and all of those things. So he's come a long way, baby, as they say. What does your morning look like? You wake up.
I wake up, I sit up usually, and I put my hands out and I play with I am, the phrase I am, because I think it's very powerful. And I'll just follow my head. I am what? I am a child of the divine. I am a co-creator with the divine. I am compassionate. I am loving. I am wildly healthy. I am, and you just start, I do it with reverence, but also a sense of humor. I do a lot of that. And then there's something that Julian of Norwich wrote in the 14th century, I think. All is well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. And then he usually end with, I am safe, and how would you have me be today? And I try to add a little, encouragement about miracles in there every once in a while. But it's like the universe knows who I am. I'm kind of goofy, and and I love words, and I love people. So
How long have you been doing that?
Well, I'm a Gemini and a short attention span person. So
I'm a Gemini.
Are you? What's your birthday?
June 3rd.
June 12th. My husband's June 10th.
Oh, my husband and I are both Gemini.
Really? My husband too. So that's wild. When's his birthday?
May 31st.
I have a granddaughter, May 27th. So.
I have a granddaughter, May 25th.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
also Gemini.
Can you raise us over here, Katie?
Well, no, I am also June, but I'm a Cancer.
Oh.
I'm June 25th.
I have one of my dearest friends is June 25th, and my sister was June 26th. So this is such a fascinating conversation.
It is. Well, it makes it's interesting
It's how
when you
people are
start
looking for
studying that,
connections.
right? And it's how you find the connections.
Yeah.
And that's what we talk about. And really what brought us to this podcast was how we are all connected and the things we're thinking about and giving
She didn't
people
answer my question.
different things to
I'm
think
the
about.
oldest
Oh,
child.
yes,
Yes,
you are.
yes, yes.
Oldest child and, anal, retentive, whatever you want to call me.
Yeah. So
How
the
long
bottom
have you been
line,
doing this?
the reason that I said Gemini is because I shift things up with some regular. This is not like for years and years. I've probably been doing it for 4 months, something
Okay.
like that. But I try to do something before my feet hit the ground.
I
is
think
what it
that's really
is.
smart. I like that a lot.
So yeah, if you ask me again in 2 months, I might be doing something completely different.
But it's probably something similar.
yeah.
It's a gratitude practice.
Yeah, and I try to do that too. But
I do a little bit of that before I go to bed at night.
I think
Not as positive as you. I should get a little more positive, but I do something before I go to bed at night rather than in the morning. But maybe I should shift it. See, I'm a Gemini, but I don't do a lot of shifting.
Oh, I am so. Do you know?
I will do new things.
Yeah.
But I don't shift. Right, Katie?
You will do new things kicking and screaming all the while.
Unless it's my idea.
That's true. True that.
But I'll do them, right?
Yes.
I will do them.
Yes.
And I'll do them with passion and enthusiasm, and if I agree, if
I
I
love how she's
agree
a
to it. I
passion
mean,
and
if I think it's the
enthusiasm.
right thing. If I run on gut.
Yeah.
That's
you
how I run.
definitely run
yeah.
on gut.
I think I do too, but for the longest time I didn't. I ran on what does everybody else want. So it's great that you're running on gut.
Have you dug into where that comes from, where that came from?
Which part of it?
The doing the people pleasing.
People pleasing? Oh gosh, I come from a long line of people pleasers on my mother's. Well, my mother once, yeah. There are so many stories. She was one of the most loving, gregarious people, and also put away so much of herself because she wanted to please my dad. And I was a very emotional child growing up, and still am. I could cry at the drop of a hat. And my dad didn't like tears. And my mom said, I taught myself how to be unemotional. I can teach you too. Mm-hmm. So that gave me a sense of how important it was that you please the other. You know, my mom gave up this thing that was so natural to me. So I think it kind of comes out of familial stuff. Plus being raised as a female in this society. I mean, how many times have you looked at a picture in a magazine and thought, oh, look at her thighs. Oh, look at her. Oh, she has a lovely neck. What, you know.
It's all been altered.
I know. Isn't that crazy? So
it's all been altered.
That goes back to the conversation we had off camera. It's like now there's so much AI, particularly now. I think the invitation is for us to develop our intuition, because we have to know in our gut what's true and what's not true, because you can't trust your senses anymore. You look at a picture and it's like, probably not real. You can listen to something, might not be real, you know? So it's I think that's the invitation, is to become more of the feminine. The feminine has been tamped down for centuries, and I think that nurturing, beautiful, intuitive, healing, creative feminine is what's ready to rise.
And I think it is kind of percolating a little bit.
I think it is.
And I think there's people out there right now, let's call them celebrities or whatever you want to call them, who are trying to help with that. And I think podcasts have played a big role in that.
I think so too.
And
thank you for your service.
Me personally, I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Me too.
And I do that more than I read, which, you know, for me, actually, I've learned I'm better at, believe it or not, listening than I am taking a book and reading it. So now I'm thinking, well, maybe I should just buy all these books on tape, because I get more information that way. I don't seem to fall asleep. I don't seem to wander with my brain when I'm listening.
Lisa, I think one of your superpowers is that you're a great listener.
I am not a good listener.
You are.
My family would not tell you I'm a good listener.
Well, maybe not in that, but look at what you do for your clients.
No,
Oh my goodness! And look at what you do
when
absolutely.
with my work, and yes, you're.
I think family's interesting, right? I mean, your kids don't think you're anything all that great. They don't think you're special or unique, because we're all special and unique in our own way. But our kids see us differently, right? Even as adults, our kids see us differently.
They have to, yeah. I mean, they saw you at your worst, right? And you were almost always in opposition to what they wanted. You know, like, I want to go sleep overnight at, somebody's house. Like, no. You were always the person who was keeping them. So
I was told that I'm a prison warden.
See, you were listening.
I was very strict parent, and they did not like it.
Yeah. Now are they okay with it?
I don't know, but
would you say
time will tell.
Well, listen.
But I feel like that was one of my best strengths, even though they didn't like it. I think it made them a little bit of who they are, because I don't know.
I think
time will tell.
The ability to say no. I remember saying that to my husband once when he came home. I said, all I feel like I've done for the past week is say no, right? But then there's a little bit of a strength in that. Like, somebody's got to put the guardrails on. And as you look back on it now and say, we have these great children who are far from perfect, because we aren't, but they have great navigational beacons.
Nice.
And I think that's the only thing in life I ever knew I wanted to do was be a mom. I can't tell you one thing that could tell you what I was supposed to do in life other than to be a mom, which has been interesting because then trying to figure out how the rest of what I do fits in and what my purpose is.
Yeah.
We're going to end with something because I'm still trying to figure that out. But I go back to Louise Hay, who said, you can do things even into your 70s. So
I think
I'm
your
thinking,
purpose is who you are.
Oh,
It isn't necessarily what you do. It may come out of who you are, but it's always, for me, it's who are you? That's what your purpose is. And I think
Is
you're
to
already
be.
fulfilling your purpose.
I love
It's just
that,
a matter of
just to
how you
be.
want it to go out
Sure.
into the world.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean,
Katie to be's a lot of things.
To bees.
To be's a lot of things. No, that's one. No, what I mean, I tease her a lot,
Oh,
but like Katie can do multiple things in a week.
yeah.
That are all startups.
That's
And that
totally me.
doesn't, I don't mean just professionally. I mean self-care, athletic, professional, and they're all going to start up in the same week. And she accomplishes, she figures out how to do that.
One of them here and there.
where, I'm not like that, but it's been fun to have somebody as close as we are now to watch that, because I was never like that.
But isn't that one of the greatest
I
lessons?
mean, when we first started this podcast, Joan,
Yeah.
the first time we came, I had probably 20 Post-it notes in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going to go like this when I was done, and this, and this, and this.
Yeah.
And Katie looks at me. She's across the table. We had someone else there producing it. It was during COVID. We had masks on. And she goes, "Take those all away." And I looked at her like with fear in my eyes. I was going to burst into tears. I go, "No, I'm not taking those away. Take those all away. That's not how we're doing this." I think I took maybe 6 away. I said, "No, I'm leaving these in front of me." If you'll notice, she has notes. I have none.
I know. It's more, but I have to say.
So what I'm telling you is a positive thing.
You're
She has
yes.
taught me things.
Yeah, no, that's the
Likewise.
joy of
Likewise.
having a friend that's so different from you. You start to understand, like, oh, people can be different, and I can still like them. People can have different ways of approaching things, and it's right for them, and it's maybe right for you,
right.
that kind of a thing. But
So the lesson, Lisa, is we all need each other to learn from and push us outside of our little boxes.
Yes, that's a good lesson, Katie.
It's a good lesson.
People that are wanting you to succeed.
Yes. Isn't that? Yes.
isn't that fun when you feel that from somebody? Is somebody really
Not
like,
competing with you, but wanting you to
Yeah.
succeed. Want you to be the best version of you.
wants to hear what you have to say, will consider it, even if they don't take it all. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that really is what drove you to the changes. Like, I have followed you now on social media,
Yeah.
right? You're one of the people I look for because it's always so positive.
Thank you.
It's always looking for the beauty in something.
Yeah.
And
like the
that's-
rescue duck.
The rescue duck. That's the gift that you
Yeah.
give, that you continue to give.
Thank you.
And-
I thank you. It isn't like this marketing plan. It's just, it's just
It's
what I
living.
want to share, how it feels comfortable to me and hopeful. So
You've
thank you for
created-
receiving it.
And the ability, I think you're welcome. The ability to create the life you have imagined is pretty special.
Yeah. And I also want to say, I cry myself to sleep some nights. It's not like my life is just puppies and kittens and rainbows and rescue ducks. I'm an empath. I feel things deeply. Even if I don't watch the news, you can feel the energy of change and pain out there in the world. And you can see it present in your family, and so I'm not immune to it. I do feel the pain, but I also feel like the pain is an invitation to do something, on behalf of the world, to something with it. It's somebody said the other day, pain is a portal, Pain is an entrance point if you want to choose it to move on to something better. So my hope.
And you are all about the message, continuing to give the message of what is possible on a positive end of things.
And I know, you know what? You can post all day long about kindness. People will hop on board, and that's what I do. I post a lot about kindness. People will it's great. Yes, but the invitation is to not just like it, but to try
To live it.
to embody it, to live it. And that is a leap, because it's so second nature, like what's happened with decorating scents. It's so second nature to go point, laugh, that kind of, it's become our entertainment. It's kind of like a blood sport. People want to watch and see who's getting eviscerated today in media or celebrityhood or whatever. But to pull back from that, even in your own life, and just go, okay, do I need to say this? Is it true? Does it possibly hurt somebody if they heard it? Like you heard the lawnmower?
That's right. That lawnmower just needs to have...
It's life. So I just feel like if we can actually embody it instead of just applaud it, that would be my hope.
It's a beautiful hope. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, we talk about, we always do a nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
We try to do a nonprofit. And you pulled...
World Central Kitchen. It's Jose Andres. He's a chef from Puerto Rico, and he has been showing up, I think it's been for 8 years, something like that, in all of the hot spots in the world where there are, like he's been down in Texas with the floods. He's in Haiti. There's been an issue. He's been in the Gaza Strip. And he just makes sure that people have food, hot meals, they feel taken care of. And I feel comfortable with them too, because I think it's charity. Oh, what's the thing that looks at how charities are run? Anyway, they get 4 stars and 100% for the transparency and for how they use their money. So I feel like that would be a good place to just make sure that people who are in dire straits right now get taken care of and have a hot meal in their stomach.
Beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The website is...
WCK.org.
WCK.org. Thank you. And if people want to get a hold of you...
Yes. Just call me. My number... No, I don't...
JoanSteffend.com.
JoanSteffend.com. Or I'm on Facebook, so you can always find me there.
Are you on Instagram?
I have an account, and I have an X account, and but I don't
Mostly
go there.
on Facebook.
So
Okay.
it takes up too much time.
And they're all linked now anyway. I mean, Facebook and Instagram are essentially linked.
Yeah.
So it's just as easy to...
Yeah.
Yeah. And you are wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. You are a treasure. And
Thank you.
I have to thank my friend Mark Nissen, because Mark Nissen sent me a text. Do you know Joan Steffend? Because I feel badly for what's going on and he's the one that made me aware of what was going on.
Wow.
And he is such a compassionate soul, and he pulled the compassion part of it. He wanted to make sure that you were okay, because it was such a crappy thing that was happening.
Yeah.
And I said, so then that's what kind of put me towards reaching out to you to say.
Please thank him
I
for
will.
me. I appreciate it. But, there was perfection in it. I got to meet you guys, and I had a chance to talk about things that matter to me. So I'm good. Continue to laugh.
We are extremely fortunate.
Yes, we are.
For us, The View in Your Mirror gives you all the information that you know. We are on Instagram. We are on LinkedIn. Facebook. Not TikTok.
Not TikTok.
We don't got time for
Or
that.
TikTok. TikTok is...
We're TikTok. We're TikTokers, not TikTokers. But what we know and what you have done so beautifully is to just shone the light on ourselves, that we are the best and only version of ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's all we can be.
Right.
And so when we look in the mirror, we want to be able to look and say, we are the best. And the only us.
Mm-hmm. It's the only
Until
tool you
next
have.
time.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us.